Welcome to episode 2, where we talk about life and we talk about experiences. Of course, it's from my perspective, and I hope that through my victories and through my failures that I inspire and I encourage some young women along the way. I remember being a young woman and just, really wanting some mentors, and I have been blessed to have some amazing sisters and some amazing friends in my life who really helped me accountable along my path and along my journey. So I hope to be that sister and that friend to you. I hope that through my life stories that I'm inspiring and I'm encouraging you guys to let you know that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. A lot of times we go through things and we feel like we're by ourselves, or we feel like we're the only ones that ever go through the things that we go through. And that's simply not true. It's a trick, right? It's a trick of the mind. So don't buy into the lie. Today's inspirational moment is inspired by my amazing sisters and friends. Their names are Amy, Maya, Jamila, and Sybil. So shout out to you guys. I love you guys so much. I have just been so blessed to have these women in my life because they held me accountable and they held me responsible, especially in a time of my life where I was in a really, really dark space. Honestly, for me, that dark space came from a relationship. I was in an entanglement where I had allowed my moral compass to kind of be skewed, and I put myself in compromising position. My morals and my standards were not aligning me to the trajectory that I felt that God had placed me in, and it was something that literally could have been a life or death situation for me. So these friends, these amazing sisters and friends, held me accountable. One of my older sisters, Sybil, literally pulled me to the side and was like, Ariel, this is not you. This is not who you are. This is not what God has called you to be. If you want to be a hot girl, but that's not you. And of course, at the time, I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to be with my friend, want to be my guy friend, have a guy who loves me. At the time, I felt like he loved me. And she saw that, that wasn't the best situation for me. And instead of being led by my emotions, she was led by truth, and she was led by the nature of who she saw that I was. And I'm forever grateful for her perspective, and I'm forever grateful for her friendship. And that's what friendships are about. That's what a covenant is. A covenant covers you in your weaknesses, and that not at one time did I ever feel that I wasn't loved. Matter of fact, it was through her words, while they cut and they hurt, that discipline for me ultimately equal love, because she didn't just coddle my feelings. She didn't find a way to dress up my entanglement, but rather she told me, no, absolutely not. This isn't it. And I'm forever grateful for that. And we all need people like that. We need people in our lives who aren't going to be controlled by our emotions. They're not going to be controlled even by our ego. And sometimes, if you have people in your life where, you feel defensive, and it's a natural human tendency, right? I feel defensive, wait, I'm a good person, right? And we're all good people essentially, but sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we walk in some stuff on purpose. It's not a mistake. You ultimately, you're walking in things that you shouldn't walk in. And, you need some people in your life that will speak truth. You need people in your life that will hold you to a higher standard. And these women absolutely did. And I think one of the things that kind of come into mind is just flying with eagles, right? I attribute my success as a person, as a mom, as a wife, as an entrepreneur to these 4 women. I would not be who I am today if they weren't who they are, and if they weren't walking in their integrity and in their truth. And it goes both ways, right? So I feel like it's important to not just understand who you're surrounding yourself by, but also who are you? What kind of friend are you? What kind of sister are you? It's better. It's good to give, and it's also great to receive. It's great to receive, and it's also good to give. It's great to have that exchange. That's what a covenant is. And so I really encourage you guys to just look at your circle. If you have people around you, sometimes you wouldn't know. I know for me, I don't need that. I don't need yes people around me. I need people who are gonna iron me out and sharpen me with iron. Iron sharpens iron, right? Same thing with diamonds. You need that pressure. You need that accountability. You need a little bit of that sanding to bring out the essence of who you are. And I can say to you guys that if it were not for these 4 women who I love so dearly, if it were not for them, I would not be where I am today. Your friends can ultimately choose your trajectory. If you only have people around you who are telling you yes, good job, and they're celebrating you, which is amazing, but they can't tell you, hey, you stink a little bit. That's not it. If you cannot have those kinds of people around you, I think it's time to look inside, because that's a toxic place to be. And ultimately, you look around and you're like, why didn't anyone tell me? Because they're afraid of your ego. They're afraid of your emotions. And so, I encourage you guys to look at yourself and look within, and then also look at the people that you're surrounding yourself by. And I hope that in those moments, you find healing for yourself and you find the blessing, you see the blessing. And if you don't have those friends, and I know some people, at one time I was that person. I wasn't surrounded by friends. I didn't have those people in my life. And it was honestly like a prayer point for me. If you feel like that's you, pray about it. Think about it, write it down, meditate on it, and ask God to bring those people into your life. And He'll do it. He does it every single time. And so that's it for today's inspirational moment. I hope that I inspired and encouraged you guys. I hope that you guys got something out of today's little talk. And I hope to see you guys again for the next episode. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon.